I actually persuaded my mom. I'd rather, test it out, and if it really fails, then we can actually make the conclusion, rather than to hear people say, oh, it really burns your finger, then you don't touch it.
I always say that being comfortable makes me uncomfortable. Just like a diamond in the rough, not being comfortable has made me the person I am today. Taking the first step towards something new is a huge, unnerving step. But let's get uncomfortable and we'll see where it takes you. Chee Yee is a young and promising university undergraduate. It might seem like a typical story of how investment changes life, but she has done something that many haven't. Knowledge is power, and when we know how to harness this power, we won't be afraid of it. Chee Yee is only 22 years old, and she has done something which I personally would like to do when I was 22. Hi, Chee.
Hello, Pauline.
Hello, thank you for joining us for this WOW series. So, let me ask you again to verify. How young are you?
I'm 22 this year at my final year of university.
22 final year, which means you have not even started work.
Yes.
You are one of the students of V College, which means you learn how to invest at
21.
What makes you want to invest at the age of 21 years old?
Partly because of my family. So I have an older brother. He is actually in the same year as me in university. My dad is actually a sole breadwinner, so he's not earning a lot, and he has to save up for our tuition fees for my brother and myself. So that means that this 4 years is actually going to be very tough on my family, especially on finances. So we need to actually take a bank loan. That's why I wanted to start investing so that I can get passive income in order for me to save up for my tuition fees.
Well, that's really a very commendable effort. I was just thinking back. When I'm 22 years old, I was thinking of having a relationship, getting my degree, or maybe finding a job. I believe maybe now the era is different. Is it because your family is always probably very investing savvy?
Nope, they were quite skeptical about investment.
Oh.
So I didn't manage to learn about investment through them because they live an honest life. So 脚踏实地. So whatever they earn, they will actually go ahead and save. They just taught me to save up as much as I could. Yeah, and not to touch investment because all they heard was investment is bad because you will burn your fingers. Yeah, you'll lose all your money in the financial market. So that's why I didn't manage to learn any of the investment skills from them. So what happened was I actually persuaded my mom. I'd rather, test it out, and if it really fails, then we can actually make the conclusion, rather than to hear people say, oh, it really burns your finger, then you don't touch it. Because I'm young, so I have the time to go and figure things out, to see whether investment is really right for me or not. So I told them, why not just believe in me? Yeah, so took a leap of faith, and that's where I am.
Oh, and I thought, at the age of 22 years old, if I can start to invest, it's either because I come from a rich family who gives me capital, or maybe my family influenced me in terms of investing.
I have zero knowledge about the stock market. I didn't know what is a stock market. I didn't know what are the various stocks out there. After attending the boot camp, I actually managed to influence them. Actually taught them some investment knowledge. And right now, they are actually quite optimistic, I would say, about this whole investment idea. So I'm thankful to be able to actually learn this boot camp. And right now, they are actually jokingly, sometimes they will just say, hey, go, I give you my money, help me go and invest. Yeah.
How did you come to know about V College and learn how to do investing?
I actually got to know about V College from my friend. So he was actually also a bootcamp graduate. So he told me that this actually works for him, and he would like me to actually learn some financial knowledge through this bootcamp. So he mentioned that he don't recommend to any of his friends, but those that really in need of the financial assistance and all, so that we can learn some financial knowledge so that we can relieve our finances at home. So through that, I actually got to know about this bootcamp, and attended the bootcamp a year ago.
Where do you get all this capital to invest?
So firstly, I went to take on a part-time job at V College. So that also makes me save up and eventually save up my first capital for investment.
Did you start to invest the moment you complete the class?
Actually, no. Because through the bootcamp, we actually taught us to set aside some income because you have to save for your rainy days. So in fact, I've been saving up for at least a year before I actually started to go into the financial market and start investing.
Yep, this is the thing about investing. A lot of people thought investing is about straight away just jump into the market. Actually, investing, a lot of people didn't know, is about financial management first, getting the 6 months of the expenses set aside, and then after that, with the knowledge that we have, we can slowly start our investment journey. And really, Chee Yee has set a really good example. And I thought, looking at her as the example, I wish I had done so at the age of 22 years old. So may I ask you this question? Have you saved up enough to pay off your tuition fees?
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Yeah. So what are you studying now in the university?
I'm actually studying economics, which is kind of related to financial background.
So, should I just presume that your childhood dream was to become a banker?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, when I was actually very young, I wanted to be a fashion designer because...
Wait, fashion designer.
Yeah.
Then now you talk about finance.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a difference. Okay, yeah.
As I grew older, then I realized, fashion designer is not really my calling. Yeah, so I didn't want to pursue that anymore. Then I went ahead to study more towards my parents' view, because we don't come from a very rich family, so they wanted me to have a better paying job. So back then I thought, banking industry seems to be the one that is more, in Chinese, 吃香. So then...
which means can make lots of money, right? Yeah.
So went ahead with economics major in the end, to learn more about the financial side of things.
Why not straight into banking and finance like a business degree? Instead, you choose economics.
I was under the influence of my friend. Her brother was actually in economics. So back then, he actually introduced me on what are the topics that we will learn in econs major. So back then, I only thought about during these 4 years, I just need to enjoy what I learned. Yeah, so that's when I just went ahead with economics major because I find it quite interesting to learn. Although it's not very related to the banking industry, but there's still some relations to it in terms of the financial knowledge.
Why is it that you come to V College and learn investing in the end? Can't you just leverage on what is in the university to do investing? Yeah.
I realized the school module actually taught me more towards the theoretical side. So when it comes to investment, I think it's more important to have the practical knowledge instead of just the theoretical knowledge. That's why I decided to actually learn from the boot camp, which taught me how to do it together with the community. One of the things is actually knowing how to actually analyze companies. Because I realized the school didn't taught me on how to actually look at companies. They just taught me, the investment, how do you see the returns? But for the boot camp, it actually teaches me on how to analyze a company, see whether their financial is good or bad, whether it's worth investing in this company or not.
So are you going to go ahead with your current discipline of going into banking and finance industry in the end?
Nope.
Why not?
After learning financial mods in school, I realized that this is not really what I expected. I find that it's basically an expectations versus reality thing. because I thought I would have a thing for this financial background and everything, but I realized this is not what I want to do in the future.
I think this is quite common for many people, where we were kind of like influenced by our parents or probably people around us, thinking that this might be our dreams, only to realize that after going to that particular discipline, working hard for that 3 to 4 years, getting our degree, to know one thing: this is not what I want to do. Robert Kiyosaki, this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, actually states this: pay yourself first. So those who are in the early 20s, I think, even if you are not starting to invest, one key thing that we should do is pay yourself first. Start savings and use these savings to invest in our most important asset, which is like what she has done. Invest in herself, invest in her knowledge to learn how to invest. Now, what is your biggest takeaway from the program that you now want to share with people of your age?
From the program, actually I want to tell my friends to actually start looking at your finances right now. It's important to actually start as early as possible, because don't wait till too late and then you realize that, hey, you don't have any more savings left. Most of my friends don't know how to do financial management at all. So whatever they earn, maybe the income from their parents or from their part-time job, they eventually spend it all. So at the end of the month, nothing goes into the saving account at all. So hopefully, my friends who are actually tight on their finances could actually start as early as possible to start saving up for their capital to invest. Because we all know about the compounding effect. So through that, then we can actually achieve passive income and also financial freedom in the end.
Is there any timeline when you want to achieve your financial freedom or your $1 million goal?
I hope to actually achieve my first $1 million by mid-30s.
Okay, and my next question is this. Sorry, because I know many guys or probably parents will be asking for their son. Are you married?
No, but I'm attached.
Oh, okay, attached. I'm sorry, guys. Such pretty, eligible lady who knows about financial management. I tell you, she is one of the best. In Chinese, we say 媳妇, daughter-in-law, which I think many mothers would want to have, right? So, what is wealth to you?
So wealth to me is actually to have a healthy lifestyle and to also live comfortably. So by living comfortably is to actually have financial freedom eventually. Yes, that's wealth to me.
Well said. Financial freedom is the key. Once we achieve financial freedom, we can take care of our health and happy relationship as well. Chi is a good example to show us. In investing, we are never too young to start and never too little capital to start as well. The key message she wants to bring across is this: start investing now. And the most important asset is our knowledge. Once we know how to do it, we can start with the right path. So what are you waiting for?
I would like to tell my younger self to be brave. Don't be afraid in testing out new things, and just go with whatever that you feel like doing. That's all.